Hello and welcome to Pedal and Ash. I'm your learner Glithy, and today we're going to catch up on all the stuff that I have and haven't been doing. So, I think I mentioned in the Visa video that the reason I took a 3 week break is that I haven't been studying, which is true. But this week I revamped my study style, or yeah, style is right. So, there will still be 3 part videos, but there are a few differences. So, first, of course, is the recap, then the study section, which will vary and maybe be the longest part. And lastly, the look forward. So let's get into the recap. So this last week was Golden Week, and I had a lot of time off to get myself together. I caught up on all my Migaku and Boompo reps and started this new study plan. Um, I want to try to do this. This is new for me learning the editing, but should be my Migaku heat map so that you can see that, oh, there were some days that I did nothing, but so far I have a new streak going. So I got myself together. Um, Another thing I decided to do just because I was having so much of a problem with studying is I decided to do a 30-day, whoops, I mean 31-day immersion challenge. Uh, my goal here is to watch 1 to 3 hours of Japanese a day. So active watching. Um, Passive, probably another 1 to 3 hours, depending on how my active listening goes or active engagement goes. So that's what we're going to try there. And so this week, I did an hour of immersion every day, um, and then, well, of active immersion every day, and then passive immersion. Uh, and I wrote audio diaries, or I guess I recorded audio diaries would be better. My focus was to try and increase my understanding of generally what I should already know. And so, what I tried to do was I watched uh, some good things like Kensa no Kaedi Japanese or Miku Real Japanese. I also watched One Piece East Blue Saga because I know it pretty well. And so it was easy to understand for the most part, even if I realized I didn't know words like Kaigun, uh, which is Marines. But they yell that enough in some episodes that I started to catch on. And then, right, if I find a word or a sentence useful, I can just throw it in Migaku. But generally, I try not to put the One Piece stuff in there. Uh, Anime Japanese and speaking Japanese can be quite different. But essentially, I wanted things that were slower and easy to understand, to focus on my listening, to build up my listening comprehension, which I feel is kind of rough. Um, and I wanted to ease into it. So that's why I chose what I chose. And if you don't mind that they speak kind of slow in the easy Japanese, those are good. If you want something a little bit faster, you can go for more native sources, which I plan to do more and more over the month. But first off, I wanted to start easy. Uh, then I want to talk about my wins and my points to improve for the week. So, the win, of course, was once again completing all of my reps, getting all of that caught back up. I think at one point I was 700 reps down in Migaku, which is crazy. But I did get that all fixed up. Not by trying to power through, just by doing about 15 minutes a day. Um, Never let your high reps counts get you down. You can get through it with just consistency, I've learned. So then, my point to improve is, and probably will often be grammar. I wanted to do some review stuff, and so I went through Boom Pro and I put in some N5 grammar that I guess I'll say I haven't mastered. I pretty sure I learned it once upon a time. Maybe I didn't, but I found myself an issue, and that issue is nakute wa naranai. Uh, it's so hard, guys. and I don't even know if I need it, to be honest, outside of, like, JLPT. But I thought I would brush up on that N5, N4 grammar, and, uh, it's rough. What makes it hard is you have nakute wa ikenai, which these 2 things are similar or pretty much right now it feels to me like they're the exact same thing. And so I often put nakute wa ikenai when I need nakute wa naranai. And so that's been fun. Uh, and then don't get me started on the double negative. I might cry. But I am trying to get that together. The nakute part, like I said, is not the hard part. It's whether I use wa naranai or wa ikenai. And so nai form is just, or yeah, nai form is not so bad, of course. So that's the first part of this kind of new style. So today's study focus is actually going to be the audio diaries. I want to do 2 or 3, and so hopefully I can smoothly transition into that now. 今日は5月、いつか。今日は晴れです。今日のテーマは家族だ。私の家族は5人だ。父は一番背が高い。母は一番背が低い。姉妹は3人。家族の中で一番最、え最年少は、最年少だ。最年少は新しい言葉だ。私の家族はちょっと変だと思います。ヒューマンはちょっと変です。私の家族は北九州に住んでいる。来年アメリカに行きたい。家族と会いたい。今日は5月7日。今日は晴れです。今日のテーマは運動する。最近運動したい。でも、運動しない。なぜなら、怠け者だから。自分の健康のために、変わる。例えば、5分時間ぐらい運動する。とても短い。でも、後で、もっと増やす。もうすぐ30分になりたい。頑張ってね。多分、WHO は、150分ぐらい、1週間ね。多分、頑張ってね。したい。えっと、うん、頑張ってね。Should I add transcripts? I'm not sure yet, but I could if someone requests it. Remember, I'm a learner, so I doubt these are fully correct Japanese. So, let's look forward. Next week, I want to do more of the same. I've selected some still pretty easy to understand videos. If you use the Migaku method, that means that my videos are in the 90s right now, which is really like high for listening or new material. And then, of course, another full week of audio diaries and no missed rep days, which is important. Lastly, I want to continue my One Piece journey and get through Alabasta, I hope. I'm watching in Japanese, which is why I included this here, um, and like earlier. And so it's a little bit slow watching it in Japanese, but I think the repetition helps because there's certain things that repeat over and over again, especially like certain concepts. So that's all for me, and see you next week.